Hey there, and welcome to the Second Lunch Podcast. We have a very special guest today. Our guest has been featured on Nick's Mom Night Out, Comedy Central. He has a dry bar special. He just released another special on YouTube, right?
Yes. It's called Nectarine.
Gabriel Rutledge. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Rutledge.
Thank you so much. Someone, because I do have in my bio that I was on Nick Mom Night Out, just because I think it's funny. Or maybe they'll be like, think I was a big star or something. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, Nick Jr.? What is this? But then right now there's a Nickelodeon documentary.
Oh, yeah.
About, whatever, kid touching or whatever. And so it's like I did have, in one of my ads that had my bio in it, some guy left the comment, might want to drop the Nickelodeon, dog. And I'm like, you know what? You might be right about that.
Seems like fair professional advice.
Yeah.
You are on the road a lot. You're a touring comedian. You're also a dad. How your kids are, how old are your kids now? Out of the house finally?
21, 16, and 12.
Wow.
Which is a terrible spacing.
Right.
Of children. That's how more than one was a mistake. Actually, that's not true. There's only one, and she fucking knows it. To have like a junior in college and a seventh grader is like,
right.
What happened?
Right.
What happened?
Yeah.
Also, it seems like every time somebody exits like high school, another kid enters. Like there's no, you've got the same amount. You're like, oh, we're done with this. No, not really.
Yeah.
We're restarting.
No.
High school Groundhog Day, just eternal high school.
Yeah, and there's definitely that, the third kid who goes through everything. We're just, as parents, we're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
None of this matters. Go watch South Park.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just, and I think it's like made her much more chill than the other kids, the number 3 kid. You know what I mean? Because it's like kid number 1, we're like, well, that's not appropriate. Don't watch that. And we're like, well, we accidentally made a Mormon.
Yeah.
So let's loosen it up a little.
Do your kids think you're funny?
Yeah, they do. It's probably not the it's probably a little more goofy, ridiculous, funny, like around the house than like bits. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of
doing bits.
Not a lot of riffing. I'm waking my kids up at 2 a.m. Hey, what's funnier, Raisin Bran or cornflakes?
Curfew. What's that all about? Am I right? Oh, yeah.
Dad's got an idea. I need help.
My daughter does not find me funny at all. She's kind of a dumbass. She's only 1.5.
Well, look, I got a bit. You can take it.
It's good for babies.
This is a good 1.5-year-old. Thank God we're on video right now. This is a 1.5-year-old bit. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah,
boy.
Geez.
Huh?
Yeah. There's.
See, I'm trying to not to be a hack. I don't want to bring in the props.
Embrace it.
I can't. See, Katie's killing. She just murders. She's
Peekaboo.
yeah. Oh, man,
yeah,
she's got all the hits. She's just absolutely dominating. And then I come in, I make way better faces, and nothing. She's
Lesser known faces, more obscure faces. She's over there doing Nicholson.
but yeah, Kendall just looks at me like, dude, you come off a little desperate. You're trying too hard here.
Kid's got good instinct. You're like, yeah, he needs it. I'm not giving it to him.
Yeah. So you're on the road a lot. You and I have been on the road a fair amount. We've spent a lot of time in cars together.
Sure. That's how I know you have the musical taste of a dead person.
Hey, I listen to. Well, yeah. I guess I never really played metal around you, but you were a musician before doing comedy, right?
Yeah, I was. I mean, when you say musician, that might bring to mind like I made money doing it. Yeah. And I think for my entire musician career, I'm about $6,000 in the hole. I would say that's probably the low end, actually. But yeah, I was in bands. I played drums, punk rock bands, and stuff. This is how I should have looked then.
Yeah, I was gonna say when I met you, you were clean cut, shaved your face, when you started growing your hair out, I was like, uh-oh, Gabe's going through something. We'll get through this together, and you've just stuck to it. And it fits now. Now I don't feel like...
It's fine. It's a little bit of a, there's... I guess online you're always looking for a little thing to differentiate yourself. Mm-hmm. And there's certainly plenty of bearded, long-haired white dudes, but there's less than just bearded white dudes.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. And it's, sometimes, actually lately, this is about the closest I've come to wanting to get a haircut, because whenever I have videos that go viral, which is supposed to be what I want, but then they do, and it's when you ordered Dave Grohl from Wish once, you're like, haha, I'm not exaggerating that it's been more than 1,000 times a day for 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, and eventually I'm just going to respond to one of them, like, why don't you go fuck yourself? And they'll be like, whoa, look at this fucking guy. And they don't realize but
I wonder if Dave Grohl knows who you are by now. With that sort of online footprint.
I don't know. You can't even tag him because he doesn't do anything. Yeah. But the ones that get me are, because I get This Is Jimmy Fallon in a wig a lot, which I don't exactly see that one. I used to get Tim Curry when I had short hair. Apparently, I look like everyone's fucking uncle, brother, famous person, whatever. But it's interesting to the ones that hurt me are, it'll be like, this guy looks like Dave Grohl's uncle. Dave Grohl's 55 fucking years old. I am a youthful 50. And I'm like, he didn't stop aging the last time you thought about him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's 55. I'm not his dad. I'm not his uncle.
Yeah, they're thinking of Monkey Wrench Dave Grohl. He's gone. We're way past that, guys. When you hear the Wish version of Dave Grohl that many times in 2 weeks, does that make you have an appreciation for the band that doesn't want to, when Radiohead doesn't want to play Creep or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's so funny you say that. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, because it's like there's a guy in comedy, not Michael Winslow, wrong 80s guy. J.J. Walker. This was way before anyone's time in this room. His catchphrase was dynamite.
Yes.
Okay, you familiar? Mm-hmm. He will not say it. Unless you give him a certain amount of extra money.
Yeah. There's a 5-figure
I think it's in
fee.
his contract.
That's
his
beautiful.
live performance contract, that he's like, I'm not going to say it. And I've always been like, I don't know. Give the people what they want. Not now. I get it so much, because I know I've done it to other people, but it is that, it's this weird thing of I have a joke that's you can tell a lot about what your look is by the questions people ask you, which is why I know I look like a guy who has a lighter. When I get recognized in public and people in an airport go, hey, do you have a lighter? I'm like, I get Jimmy J.J. Walker now. It's starting to make a lot of sense.
I do. $5.
Yeah.
$5.
I did used to sell them.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. But
they started popping up on eBay for less than you sold them for. Yeah.
No, that's happened. I've seen my CDs.
Your books too, right? You're an author as well.
Oh, yeah. But I've seen CDs in Goodwill before.
That's pretty funny.
I've probably donated my books to Goodwill, but
you have any fun road stories? You see any weird shit on the road?
Oh shit.
I saw something today.
All right, let's go.
I saw a fella running from the law today. Second time it's happened on my way to the podcast. This guy running from the cops just on the side of the road. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I was driving past it, but this guy was slower than I thought it was going to be. When you see cops and the camera's kind of going and you're like, man, this is these guys are running. It's like Usain Bolt. It's fast, not fast, not at all fast. This guy's pants were also not cooperating with him. They were really trying to make it to his knees. and he was
We
struggling.
were a far cry from like a Train Spotting movie shoot where it's like everybody's 130 pounds and in good shape. It's like, no, this guy's pretty drunk. And
Yeah.
definitely more warts to this chase than in the movies.
Yeah, it was also pretty funny. He didn't even put his car in park, which I guess if you're in a hurry running away.
I've been around it. Okay. Well, this evening started at a Salt Lake City strip club.
Wow,
This
I
is a
didn't even know
long
that
time ago.
existed.
This is a
Yeah,
long time
sounds
ago.
a bit of a paradox.
They're more. I think it's a little laxer there now, but at the time they had they had like weaker beer for alcohol. Their liquor
Right.
laws. They had like a small size. You couldn't see them pour the shot. So it was like, oh, behind this curtain. Whoa,
That's so weird.
ta-da! You're barely buzzed. So it was
water.
They had
Holy water.
At this time. I don't know what the strip clubs are like now, but at this time, first of all, the guy I was with was a comedian. I will not say his name, but he walked in. Let's say his name was Joe. We walk in.
Joe Fontenot.
Every dancer. Joe! I'm like, oh, you're a piece of shit. Oh, you're an absolute. You're financing these ladies. They're like, hey, they're all hugging him. I'm like, oh my God, this is worse than I thought. A strip club regular? Bro.
Did they expect more from you after that? Or did you get the VIP treatment as well because you were with him?
Well, I don't know what the VIP treatment is because this is what it was at the time. First of all, very well lit, which is very off-putting in a strip club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
we want
like,
some privacy here.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's like
This is lunchroom lighting. Come on, turn it down.
yeah. This is not boner friendly. So, we sit down. They dance. They're not fully nude. They're not bottomless. They're not even topless because they have like nipple pasties.
Oh, the pasties,
little
yeah.
tassels. So they're still dancing. Pour some sugar on me. They're dancing around. They stop dancing. We in the audience, we clap.
I was going to say, do you clap? What do you do?
Yeah. The dancer grabs a bucket,
No!
walks among the people, and then if you give the dancer
All the money's going to the church.
if you give the dancer money, then she would kiss you on the cheek.
Oh.
I had no idea that they had the sort of, firefighter throw money in the boot sort of walk around
Yeah.
for a smooch.
And I'm telling you, that smooch, I've gotten lap dances that were less awkward than that smooch. Because it's just like, thank you. Like, oh, are you my aunt? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, what's the name of this strip club? Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Like,
that's the cranberry sauce.
like, you've grown. Yes, you have. Look at it. So it was like so awkward and so. I don't know if it's because this is a long time ago, so I don't know if they might not have those rules anymore. It seems like, but yeah, they probably have like what's that Mormon thing where they insert penis into vagina? But
Oh, yeah. What is it? Docking or something?
Soaking.
Soaking.
Yeah.
Just docking something else.
Okay, they need a better
Docking's a little deeper search.
need a better PR rep for whoever came up with soaking. That is horrific. That is.
But do you know what it is?
It's I do now, or I think I'm getting.
Okay, so soaking is you can put it in, but you can't thrust, right?
you're
So you
just
put it in,
hanging.
and then you have your buddy jump on the bed because you're not doing it. You're not the one thrusting.
Yeah. Which is like
I just feel like God sees through those loopholes.
That's-
it's God.
He
He sees what
that
you're doing.
part of it. That's such a leap. Look, you think, okay, there's a person in charge of the whole universe, and every intricacy was from God, right?
Yeah.
Also, I didn't put it in. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is this loophole? This infallible person creator you believe in is also like, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the guy's jumping on the bed. What am I supposed to do? I can't judge him.
Falling for this Buster Keaton shit. Like what?
yeah, that
Black
part
and
of
white
it is
movie.
hilarious to me. Also, Mormons like accidentally just started some real kinky shit. Like that sounds like a thing you would do when you've been married 30 years.
Having somebody else in the room, just knocking
yeah,
around.
and you're like, let's, we'll go to your weird friend's basement and put your keys in the punch bowl and then his wife jumped on the bed.
I can't come unless Jeff is jumping. I don't know.
He puts on his knee brace because
he's stretching beforehand.
He's gonna really
I'll
get
be
into
right
it.
there. Oh God. But yeah, it's kind of wild that it's like next level kinky in an attempt to like not just do regular meat and potatoes
Yeah.
sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Same with anal. Same with
I was
like,
gonna say, who are the ones who are just they're cool with it? Oh, it's Catholics, right? Where they're like, yeah, anal doesn't count. Go crazy. You can do that.
yeah,
I don't know if they
Or is that
say
just the
go
Mormons
crazy.
I know? I don't-
You
or
know,
not
I
Mormons,
was
Catholic.
raised evangelical. I have a pretty good knowledge of the Bible, and I don't believe at any point did God say go crazy.
crazy. But he didn't say not to, did he?
It's implied a few
It's
times.
that, yeah, it's me.
Well, the Amish get to go crazy.
With the butt stuff?
Well,
Or
they
just
have a
all
little.
sorts of stuff?
I can't remember what it's called. A rob shit. But for like a month or something, they get to like do whatever they want.
Ooh, like a purge.
Oh yeah, I thought it's something like a year. Yeah. You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
Like a,
and decide, do drugs, have sex, do whatever you want. Decide if you want to be Amish.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I
I
get
can't
what
remember the
you're
name
talking
of
about
it.
now. Yeah. There's a
it's
show
like a
about that.
sabbatical.
There
All
was
from-
a show about that,
Yeah.
which was really interesting.
It
Most
was
of them go
interesting.
back because I think it's too much. You
It's
go
a
from
lot very
you go from
fast.
all these rules to like
Can
do
you
whatever
imagine-
you want?
Can you imagine you're an Amish person. You didn't even really see wrists or ankles. You
Yeah.
go on the internet once and there's people getting fisted. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, don't go on Chris's computer if you've come through the Amish
My
lifestyle.
head would explode if I does that leap right away. That's crazy.
Aren't there athletes like Todd Marinovich, right, the quarterback, whose dad like didn't ever feed him a cheeseburger or anything? And to your point, he went to college. It's like, oh, there's weed and stuff. Amish is way more extreme than I haven't been to McDonald's. The guy had electricity.
Yeah.
He was like, he had
Yeah.
refrigeration.
Yeah, that jump from like I read the Bible at candlelight to like I did blow is like so wild.
Yeah.
I did blow and read the Bible really fast. I think he did go crazy. I can find it. But yeah, that's I kind of like that idea though, because most religions don't do that. Most religions don't go make sure.
Right.
But also, I think it's kind of smart to keep people too, because you do it, you go crazy, you feel like shit.
Yeah, a lot of remorse.
You make some bad mistakes,
Yeah.
and then you're like, no, my parents were right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back. I'll keep the
That's
beard,
smart. It's
shave
kind
the
of like your
mustache.
dad making you smoke the whole pack
That's
of
right.
cigarettes or something.
That's literally what it is. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it's your experience instead of like Irish Catholic guilt, which is like, I guess I'm supposed to feel this way. I've been told that this is how I'm supposed to feel. No, when you do a bunch of cocaine and get up to some business you shouldn't, no, you'll feel that regret. You don't need God to make you feel bad. You'll feel plenty bad on your own.
I tried to I was raised very religious, but I didn't go crazy because everything felt rebellious. So it's like a very PG-13 rebel.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's like,
What was the first thing you did where you're like, oh, I'm a bad man? You had to have gotten up to something truly lame and been like, holy shit,
probably I remember smoking a cigarette like in high school. And that was like,
had to go get the leather jacket right away. James Dean, baby.
I was doing it like dice over there. Oh, hey, I'm over here now. They're like, it's your first Marlboro Light. Chill out. Oh, hey, hickory dickory dock. This chick is sucking what? All that shit felt silly, but like it did feel realize I smoked weed, I drank, I wasn't. When I went to parties in high school, I would like, I'd be drinking Sprite or whatever, and everyone would be like, "That's so cool, man. I bet you're having more fun than everyone else." And I'd be like, I kind of like, yeah. And I was like, not really.
It's all right.
Like, sober people are right that you don't need to do drugs and alcohol to have a good time, but let's be real, it fucking helps.
Yeah.
Especially when everyone else is doing it, because then it really curbs the, your...
I absolutely need it, because if I don't have that and I'm in a social situation, I'm just like, fuck, oh my God, these people.
Exactly. You're going to get fed up fairly quickly.
Really drunk people are, even if you're drunk, other drunk people can be annoying. But like, if you're sober, you're just like, ugh.
Yeah.
They can be sober. I'm still like that. I'm just like, oh God.
And so judgy. I'll get so, like, I've never had alcohol before. If I see drunk people, look at these fucking animals. Disgusting. I'm going to go back to my hotel room and get hammered like a gentleman. Alone.
Privacy with no pants. What is... We can also cut this or not talk about it at all. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. But what is your relationship like with your parents? I'm assuming it was their idea to raise you religious, and I don't know. You're doing stand-up comedy and like going to strip clubs in Salt Lake City. What are they?
Like, that's something he does every week. Gotta catch my flight.
Gotta get back to Salt Lake.
I walk in. Gay! Oh, you know what though? That whole story started because after that strip club, we were in a car at an exit, and a freeway exit, like slow going, and then a car came flying by us at 1,000 miles an hour, careened through the intersection, and then like hit a storage unit. So it's like in this storage unit, and then the guy I'm with, Joe.
It turns out it was me this whole time.
he for some reason he drives into, we hear sirens coming. He drives into the storage unit to like check it out. And I'm like,
what?
We saw them get out of the car and run. I'm like, we don't know if they have weapons. When the cops come, they're going to think we're a part of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we got to get the fuck out of here. And he's like, I just wanted to see. I'm like, and then he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. I'm like,
this is why you don't let the opener drive all the time.
That's a really good point.
Curiosity's a bad defense when you're talking to the cops. I just wanted to see.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was just checking it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. Get on the fucking ground. We wanted to see.
Yeah.
He was going really fast. He stopped.
This is our Rumspringa. That's what it's called.
I
think that's the Amish thing, Rumspringa.
Gabe, we will start with you. What's the most minor thing that will instantly ruin your day?
Holy shit.
It's a loaded one.
This isn't, I don't think this doesn't go to the level of ruin my day. But it is the level of like very minor thing that bothers me. You get on the elevator, you hit the button for like ground floor. Someone else gets on the elevator. They see the button is lit up, and they fucking hit it again. I get maybe you hit the door close button because that kind of speeds things up. Maybe. But like, you see it lit up. It's just like, I don't know why it bothers me, but I'm just like, I exist. I am here. I have already hit
Acknowledge me.
Yeah, that's exactly. I've done the work in this elevator, and you're like, let me check.
See, now I always feel awkward if I walk up to a crosswalk.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
But a crosswalk doesn't tell you. Like, the elevator is lit
That's
up.
right.
So
Crosswalk doesn't tell you. And
there are
people don't hit
times-
it all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So then you're all just standing there,
Yeah.
loitering.
Been here a
That
while.
happens in Vegas all the time because I'm always walking. I'm in Vegas all the time, and if I don't go walk every day, I go insane because you can't just stand and go ding 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 ding. You can't just there's smoking and it's
You gotta get out.
you got to get out. But it's like there'll be 100 people at a crosswalk just like
Yeah.
and then finally me or someone else will
One of the two not drunk or
Yeah,
high
yeah,
people
yeah,
is
yeah,
like,
yeah.
anybody touch this?
I was thinking like, the only time the like loop on your jeans gets caught on the door handles, like when you're late, that type of thing. That's the type of thing. But one thing that will surefire ruin my day, somebody talking about going to the gym.
Oh shit!
Holy fuck! I can't even pretend that I care. I can't. I zone out. I'm like I can't. It drives me fucking bananas. Because clearly I'm not going to the gym enough. What are you trying to say? How are you trying to make me feel? You're being a fucking asshole. Shut the fuck up. Also, I don't
it's like
care.
a social pressure.
I don't care what you're doing at the gym. I don't fucking care. Drives me nuts. So that'll ruin my day.
There is an interesting thing of like, I don't know what you want to call it, hustle culture, inspirational culture.
Mm-hmm.
There's the hustle thing that's like, like Gary V and shit. You know that guy?
Yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah, hustle grind.
Where there, and it's like, oh, you don't have to work for someone. You can go to garage sales and buy all this shit and then sell it for 38 cents profit on eBay. And it's, or you go to the dollar store and buy these things and sell them on Amazon. And I'm like, at a certain point, just get the application from the dollar store. Yeah. What's so good about the job of selling shit on Amazon? It sounds boring and awful. Anyway, there's the hustle thing that's weird, but also the inspirational thing, and some of it is like hot famous people, where they just have to post a photo that goes like, "Believe it to achieve it," and you're like, huh? But it's just because they want to look hot and they have a brand. But we not famous people have adopted that, even with the gym. You know what I mean? Just some receptionist named Debbie has to be like, hashtag gym life, pain is weakness, leaving the body.
I hate it when they work it in a conversation, though. You know what I mean? You're talking to a receptionist, like, yeah, I just scheduled an appointment for like March or something. It'd be good. Yeah, okay, I'll hurry up. It's kind of a tough day, leg day this morning. So like, oh fuck,
Sure.
Kill yourself. Jump off a building. I don't get out of my face. I don't care. Makes me so mad. Anyway, we got to move on. I'm getting mad. It's not even happened. It's not.
All right, I'll just be really wet socks. All right, we can just move on. We can just move right through.
Yours or other people's?
I thought yours was the cross. Other people's. Yeah, I hate a squishy walker. Squishy walkers, man.
You're like, ugh.
Yeah.
What do you want, SpongeBob? Sure, a wet sock is a nightmare.
That is a nightmare. That's bad.
That's all I had for that one.
Stub my toe. Fucking, ugh.
Well, that's when you get
instantly angry.
Like the one time where I feel like my therapy's not working, and I'm like, I will destroy this chair.
Why is some pain angry and some pain? Do you know, like, you stub your toe, you throw things, you get mad.
Because it's so stupid. You're like, I've been walking this whole time. My whole life I've been walking, not running into shit. And I stubbed my fucking toe. It's dumb.
I've hit my elbow on things before. I never was like, wanted to punch a hole in the wall.
But did you get it on that one like weird nerve thing? Ooh,
that's the worst.
I'll hit something. I'll definitely hit something from that. Yeah.
Why do I feel like that's your answer to everything?
Hit it. Just hit it.
It's raining.
I was walking the dog and went to throw the poop bag away at like the park garbage, and there's a sign right above it. So as I went to throw it in, I just hit my head directly on the sign, hard enough to get a little wiggle to it, and all I could do was laugh.
Oh, so, did you get mad at the wiggling?
No, I didn't get. See, I literally just thought it was funny. I was like, it didn't hurt bad enough. Maybe the stub toe was
Because
anytime I get
embarrassed, pain is funny.
Yeah,
anytime
blood's pouring down your face.
Just gonna laugh it off and keep walking.
See, the rattling from the sign would have made me mad because it's like, okay, you just drawn more attention to yourself. Like, we get it. This happened.
Okay, but if I hit my head on the sign and laugh a little bit, somebody will be like, oh, that dumb guy, But if I do that and then punch the sign, they'll be like, we need to call the police.
Yeah.
I walk through this neighborhood.
Fucking sign!
They'll be like, God damn fentanyl.
Yeah.
This guy's probably got my carburetor in a shopping cart.
Your catalytic converter's next. All right, Chris, hard shell or soft shell taco?
I hate to be divisive on this show. I really don't like it when we are talking about things like this.
Why don't you just say Biden or Trump? I mean,
jeez. Talking politics.
I'm going to go soft. I like a little like street taco, little corn tortilla action going on. That's definitely my. You can also you can get that in way easier. You can just whole fucking thing right at once. Really go for it.
Yeah.
But there's just so much of a mess with the hard shell. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, they don't really hold up in the same way that you'd want them to.
No.
Plus, you can't really make them at home. I swear, every single time you buy one of those packages, it's stale.
Yeah.
It's like only Taco Bell has the
broken.
ones. Yeah, either or. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, and
Yeah.
why not both?
It's funny. I was just talking about this at the gym this morning. It's a hard shell taco. After one bite is a taco salad.
It's
Facts.
And I love the corn tortilla, but honestly, like the only like improvement that America has made to Mexican food is the flour tortilla. Not that they don't have them there, but like it's more standard to have the corn. Just a flour tortilla. Oh my God.
there's a lot more when you steam them. There's a lot more like strength to it. I love corn tortillas, but they're
Yeah.
not a lot of structural integrity.
Every time I eat a hard shell taco, I have the same thought. Should have got a burrito.
It's
Every single time.
Yeah,
Should have just gotten a burrito.
it's probably a size hunger issue as well. It's like, yeah, give me
For
give me
sure.
the mission style burrito,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. I
Give me the
can't.
baby-sized
I'm not
burrito.
getting 2 tacos. That's another thing. If I'm getting tacos, it's 10. It's probably 10.
Yeah. And even if that's the same amount of food as one burrito, psychologically, you don't feel great.
Yeah, eating 10 of anything.
Double digit. Which is why I've invented the burrito M&M. It's just one.
That is one of those psychological things I couldn't ever figure out with sliders, like going to White Castle, where it's like, I can't, if I eat 14 burgers, that's going to be like my Oscar Wells, he ate 17 hot dogs at Pink's in L.A. one
If I end up
time.
at the hospital later and I have to explain to somebody, what'd you eat today? Well, I had 14 burgers,
said
but
Oscar
they were sliders.
It was so small.
Yeah, they were really small.
Said,
Okay, just 14? You said 14?
Dude, they sell those. We don't have White Castle around here, do we?
No, I think
think
they're
so.
all like east of the Mississippi.
But I've
kinda,
seen
yeah.
them. I've eaten there, and it's one of those places that's like not good before midnight. It's like a late. Do you know what I mean? But I've seen them in the freezer section. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! No, no. Like at 4:30 on a weekday, I'm gonna be like, let me fire up the White Castle
There are really
microwave.
this many drunk shoppers?
Frozen food already has sort of a baseline level of depression associated with a lot of it, and I feel like when you then cross it with fast food,
Yeah.
you're getting like into the basement apartment. You're getting into some really like bleak memories.
You're
in
telling me
your
you
life.
put even more sodium in this?
All right, Gabe. If a foul ball is coming right at you,
Oh Jesus.
do you try to catch it or do you get out of the way?
Well, I want to catch it, but if you're at the game, your first instinct is get out of the way. Like I was at a game with other comedian Andrew Rivers one time a few years ago, and I was like, oh, we're in like, this is pretty good right field side foul ball area. Like we got to stay alert. I was all excited. And the first one that came, I was like, it's coming hard. You don't have a glove.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
but if it's, that would be a thrill of a lifetime to get.
Right.
If you catch it. If you catch it. That's why I'm getting out of the way. No fucking
Yeah.
chance. I'm not going to be the guy on screen not catching the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No chance.
But if you're the guy that gets out of the way and then some little old lady gets obliterated behind you, now
no,
it's a
the
different.
ball comes. Got a phone call. I got to get out of here. That way, there's no excuse. You know what I mean? I'm not running from the ball. I had business.
It's
You say it to the ball. I got 1 second.
yeah, because we sat on the third baseline once, and that's exactly where it's like 110 miles an hour. I think we were sitting there before they put like the extra nets up.
Yeah.
So it's actually one of the few times where you go, I really shouldn't have my phone out for any of this.
No,
I
you
should
gotta
actually fucking
keep
pay
your head on a
attention.
Or these 10 beers.
Yeah, well, you see, that's why the phone's away, is because I'm not getting rid of that. So, I'm probably going to try to catch it just because I feel like if I get out of the way,
How would you feel if you went to catch it and did not catch it. And
I'd feel dumb.
then you're on
Yeah.
ESPN.
There's big risk in both. Don't get me wrong. There's
I'm not clutch. I know that about myself. I'm just not clutch enough to make that catch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be embarrassing just to be like, and everyone's like, oh, they play.
I had an opportunity one time. I was in left field at a Mariners game. Nelson Cruz, I think he was on the Twins at the time, drilled the ball like right. If I would have moved 5 feet, I would have caught it. There's not really anybody there. I knew it was happening when he hit the ball, so I had a couple seconds to react to this and make the decision. And the decision I made was to pretend I didn't see it. I just stayed where I was and was just like drinking my beer, like, oh.
Look, if it's not a foul ball, so we're talking what he hits the ball 380 feet at 108 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the pain of catching that is
yeah.
I didn't even like the sound it made when it hit the concrete. It hit hard. Was a little worried. I actually looked at the ground to see if it was cracked. I knew it wasn't, but that was the instinct, right?
Yeah, that's
I sure as fuck wasn't getting in the way.
Catching
though.
a home run ball isn't even a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it also makes you realize when you're on like a big pop up and you're like part of it is like you don't know your depth. It's different than being on the field, but you're also like, it's coming right at me. It is so far away from you that it's embarrassing. You're like. And it's like, 50 yards.
Right.
The left fielder catches it.
You're like, I had your back. I love it when an announcer messes up. Swung on and belted. Caught by the shortstop.
If it's fair, it's gone. Caught at the wall.
Over promise, under deliver. I'm gonna fuck you all. We're done.
When you see people with gloves at games, do you think they're nerds?
Yeah.
Same here. And I know that they're doing the right thing.
We just said we need a glove.
Yeah, I know.
And we're like, look at these dorks.
Loser.
Also, there's like the optimism of it. We're like, oh, you think it's going to be
Yeah.
good to you.
Glad you're prepared.
It'd be the same like caveman part of my brain as a kid that didn't want to wear a helmet when you're on a bicycle. Like, I know it's smart, but I'm not going to do it.
But I'll look
for
dumb.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Chris, what is your favorite zoo exhibit?
Oh, man. We went to the zoo. I was in Arizona a couple weeks ago. We went to the zoo. Have you ever been to that? The Phoenix Zoo?
That's a thirsty zoo.
It's a... All the...
It's just animals like...
Yeah, they are fucking
miserable,
knackered.
my God.
They are just tired.
Some of them
All
are
of them.
not meant to live there.
Even the African ones are like, fuck me.
Yeah, climb up.
They have a camel. They have a camel thing. You can ride a camel.
That
And
seems
Katie was like, "Do you want to ride a camel?" I was like, "Fucking what? Look at me!"
Yeah.
That camel sees me coming, and it's his last day. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here. I'll bite the guy with the thing. I don't care. I'm out of here. There's no chance that guy's getting on me."
You riding a camel is a Gulf War metaphor.
with the sports jersey. America.
The camel's just like...
They had a pelican. They had pelicans there. I never thought to put a pelican in a zoo. Man, have you ever seen a pelican in person before?
Yeah. at the
Fucking
beach.
big.
Yeah, they're pretty enormous.
I see why the Flintstones were mixing concrete in them. They got big old gullets. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, have you ever seen? I saw a video of a pelican just snatching an entire pigeon at a park.
There's enough
Eating-
pigeons. Go for it.
It's
Go crazy, as they say.
it shook me though. I was not ready to see a pelican's not got a certain. I watch enough David Attenborough, whatever. Like I see a big cat, I know what to expect. Pelican, I wasn't ready for that kind of violence.
Yeah, pelican. You think it's kind of a doofus, but it is technically a bird of
Sure.
prey.
Then
you know
we
what I
ate
mean?
the shit out of that fucking pigeon.
Favorite zoo exhibit though. I guess it's kind of also aquarium. Any sort of otter. I'm all about otters.
Sure.
Penguins. No, polar bear. That's the best one I've ever seen. They have one at the Tacoma Point
Yeah, Point
Defiance.
Defiance.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man! Seeing a polar bear, that's nuts. I
Yeah,
wanna
that's
see a grizzly,
pretty cool.
too.
Now,
Just bears
the
in general.
penguins and puffins,
Yeah.
they smell.
Yeah, they
There
do.
is a very distinct
Yeah.
puffin odor.
Yeah.
Puffin is not a flavor of Axe body spray.
You guys are around water all the time. Get clean. What
Yeah,
are you doing?
it's pretty funny, and they also they dive in but they take their sweet time. So it's like everyone's just like, they're gonna go, and then like, very funny. But I mean, they don't have gorillas at the Point Defiance Zoo, but monkeys are fun.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta love a monkey.
Yeah.
Also, a fun genre of video to watch is Something's Gone Wrong at the Zoo. Where I just watched one like yesterday. It was a zookeeper lady, and the gorilla was out and not supposed to be.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you could see she was running. You could see she knew she was about to die. She didn't die, but she was like, "Oh, I'm in trouble."
Yeah.
And the gorilla's just like running after her, and like, I mean, even a chimp. You ever seen a hairless chimp?
I have.
I don't know if we have video capability.
I have
They
not.
are very, very ripped.
There's a couple of chimps with alopecia out there,
I
and
guess that makes
they are so fucking terrifyingly strong. Like the muscles, you're like, oh my god.
Oh, they're just jacked.
And that's why there's those
they're
stories like they rip a
enormous.
lady's face off, they rip the guy's testicles off in the San Diego Zoo about birthday cake.
We'll back it up. You got to tell me the whole thing.
Just
'cause I
give
don't
the
know
chimp
this.
the birthday cake at that point. Yeah,
Well, I don't think there was a
capitulate.
negotiation. I don't think the chimp was like, it's the cake or your balls.
you got to
It's one
cave
of
to
the-
his demands quicker, man. You got to negotiate with terrorists.
It's I don't remember all the details. It was some sort of like, it was literally like you could have a birthday party at the zoo. Like you rented a
wouldn't wanna do
room or
that?
whatever, and there was a birthday cake incident, and the chimp wanted cake or something, and it removed a man's testicles.
Both of them.
I believe so.
Must have just grabbed the sack.
I think so.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, unless he's wearing, like the 3-inch inseam shorts, he probably ripped the clothing off with the,
Yeah.
just knowing, if you're wearing jeans, it's
Guy
like,
must not have been paying attention. There's no way anything that short gets anywhere near. I'm kicking it immediately. I'm definitely covering the nards, big time.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'm doing. Rip my face off. You know what I mean?
There is a thing though where I don't know why there's something like it's people who have pet tigers or even the gay fellas from Vegas. I can't remember their name.
oh yeah, Siegfried and Roy,
Yeah.
at the Mirage.
yeah.
Even when that happens, like I mean, obviously it was bad for the dude. I don't think he ever fully recovered. But there's a part of being a human where you go, that's what you get. Fuck around and find out. What are you doing?
And Siegfried and Roy both said, "Oh, that's Tiger. Tiger acted like a tiger." They never
Yeah.
blamed the tiger for it. They were like, "Yeah, Manticore."
I don't get it. It's just a big kitty.
Yeah, but if my full-grown cat was a tiger, it would be destroying me all the time. Do you know what I mean? Just like playfully
Yeah.
scratching me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, have to go to the emergency room.
And you would also you own cats. You'd probably provide a better living environment for it than the strip at the Mirage. Can you imagine a more agitating environment for an apex predator than
Tiger's just at the blackjack table.
Yeah, I'm next to the fucking Dean Martin slot machine that won't shut up all day. Absolutely murder magician's going down at that point.
Please tell me they didn't live in the casino. Tell me.
So the first time I went to Vegas, I don't know that they're still there, but the Mirage, they still had the cats that Siegfried and Roy used to have on stage living in like a very small sort of zoo. It was really just for the cats.
Yeah.
So they lived on site. Now they're not like on the casino floor,
Right.
but still they've just got a bunch of like drunk idiots.
They're not on the
"Oh,
casino floor. Like you
we'll
need a
stop
drink?"
there on the way to the lazy river. Like, just go to the river. Leave the cats out of this. I think we've got about 10 minutes left. Okay, last Tinderella question, Gabe. What professional athlete do you think has the worst credit score?
Oh, fuck.
Don't be racist, Gabe.
I
Gabe.
would never.
Well, now that makes my Mike Tyson answer seem.
Mine's Marcelo Zuna. He's got everything else going on. He's got the domestic issues. He's got the DUI.
The DUI, I feel like, is a big.
I feel like that would be the trifecta. It would. This is a guy who's definitely bought a 4-wheeler on credit and forgot about it. You know what I mean? Throw the credit card in the lake.
So
Goes away.
Next time we want to taunt an athlete, we're gonna. What's your FICO score? 538.
What's higher, your credit score or your batting average? Bitch.
I think you get a smile out of it.
Yeah, you probably, like at least that's creative. My answer would have been Tyson for a long time, but then he seemed to get things together. But now he's fighting like a guy half his age
Hey,
for
man.
$20 million. So maybe
Anybody with a face tattoo is a good bet to probably not have great
Yeah.
credit.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
like
good
really
guess.
anyone who's had trouble.
you
know what
can't.
I mean?
There's a lot of right
Athletes
answers to
in
this question.
trouble. No, you're saying OJ had bad credit? Is that what you're trying to say?
Probably.
Probably.
That's what killed him.
If you have good, if you have good credit, you're probably not trying to steal back your own memorabilia.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Or murdering folks.
Yeah. He had some real,
I don't know if that's a credit.
some real blank spots on his resume. What did you do in the 90s?
you were in all these movies and then just dead.
He's like, oh, I took time off to raise my family. What was left of my family.
It's hard to be a single dad. Well, who did that?
Oh, shit. We're all brave now, aren't we?
Yeah. You weren't saying this when he was alive.
Yeah.
76-year-old OJ would have kicked.
It
my
was
ass.
kind of wild, like, because I think he lived in Vegas, so like a lot of Vegas people would run into him, and people were so hyped to run into OJ and just like pictures and you're the
Technically a
best.
celebrity.
Yeah, for sure, but it is kind of a weird. Not that you think he would murder you, but you know what I mean. It is still kind of a weird like.
What if you ran into Dahmer? You know what I mean? You wouldn't say hi?
Well, I have some bad news for you. He didn't eat enough to make it through the winter.
Okay, I think we've got time. Should I ask any This Week in History questions, Chris? I don't know what. Got a little bit more.
Let's do Gucci or Greasy and then This Week in History.
Okay. Gucci or Greasy? Peeing in the pool. How are we going to argue this is Gucci? How are we going to argue this is like a net good?
Go for it. If it's got chlorine.
I have no problem with being in the pool.
I don't have a problem with it. I just don't know we can
Apparently you
actively
just,
call it Gucci. I guess maybe I'm not
It's
thinking
just
of this
not
the right
greasy.
way.
That's all.
All right.
Depends on your diet. But-
Right. See, for some reason, and this may be a perversion, so let's overlook it if so, but girl peeing in the pool, yeah, whatever. Not bothered. Fellas, yeah, come on, go. Just
Yeah, that does sound like
pee on a tree or
perversion.
something.
This
Get
is
outta
all.
here.
It's all pee.
I actually would prefer the pool just be pee, just girl pee. No chlorine.
We're not talking
Just
about off
pure.
the diving board, by the way.
Yeah. You must be submerged.
Yeah,
I don't want to see
there
it.
are rules to the. Yeah, that doesn't bother me.
How cold are you? You know.
I mean, look, I have a hot tub, and
Yep.
I'm doing all right. And I definitely, it's like, I mean, it's not. There's a bunch of shit in there too. There's chemicals and heat and everything. It's small. The smallness of it makes you go like, let's not all pee in here. Huh?
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
I feel like it doesn't take long
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have like
yeah.
a significant percentage BP at that point.
also, very overrated place to have sex.
It's-
Just for the record.
Why is it dry?
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
all wet. Why is it dry?
That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's not.
Tried it in a pool once. Same deal.
It
It's like,
seems fun, and there is a weird suction to it, but it's not. It's not pleasurable. It's not.
Evolutionarily,
This sound is not a good sexual sound.
I don't need a physics lesson. All right, I'm going. All right, I guess we all agree on that one. That was a simple
Pee
one.
away.
go crazy.
Okay, so this week in history, we're going to go April 10th, 1971. Ping pong diplomacy. In an attempt to thaw relations with the United States, China hosts the United States table tennis team for a week-long visit. If you could choose any sport to extend the proverbial olive branch, what would you choose? Any sport to try to patch things up with an enemy.
Oh, just with an enemy.
Oh man, you know what I would do? I would stop trying to make the Germans watch football. I would stop forcing our shit on other people. That's what I would do. I wouldn't be the other way.
Did
I'm not
you
sharing.
hear this, Chris? The Chinese invited us to get our ass kicked at ping pong.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
different way to
exactly
look
what
at
we're
it.
talking about.
Why don't we just do a math competition? All right, maybe don't make that the clip.
There was a joke about American education failing, guys.
That is a good point, though, where it's like, hey, as an olive branch, come do the thing we're good at.
Yeah, come lose to us on our turf.
Yeah. As an olive branch,
Okay, basketball.
send your smallest person to fight our largest.
Yeah.
Right. America inviting somebody to play basketball, that is probably like our equivalent as far as a country, as a nation state. Yeah.
I mean, or football, because that doesn't happen in any other country.
But I actually think the more
Really.
violent the sport, the more sort of like, even Tyson, he's hugging and kissing people after matches. You know what I mean? It's like this. It's such a violent thing that it's like, even in the pre-fight, they're all like, yelling at each other and getting hyped or whatever. I think they're probably, if you're actually talking about coming together, even when you were a kid, you ever fight one of your friends? Or fight someone and become friends with them?
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah.
Where you're like, yeah, you're all right.
You really shared something.
Yeah,
You know?
sorry, I bloodied your nose in third grade, or I peaked as a fighter.
That's a very good point. Yeah.
Ping pong, you don't get your aggression out in
No.
ping pong,
No, not at all. I completely agree.
But also, ping pong is like, if you ever watch it, you're like, I mean, they might be the craziest, best athletes.
Yeah, that's certainly
It's
something
insane.
I can't do.
It's the
Yeah,
level.
the hand-eye is ridiculous.
The level of like the difference between like a garage somewhere and what they're doing is
hammering.
so
Yeah.
wild. They're 30 feet back from the table. Just,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like, how is this happening?
That's a situation where I know for sure, like, I could not get a point. I think I've heard the question, like, oh, could you
Oh,
score,
yeah.
could you score a basket on Michael Jordan if you had 100 tries?
Oh,
It's like,
I'd-
well, you can launch
Yeah.
a ball up and probably
Yeah,
get
yeah,
lucky.
yeah.
with
For
that.
sure,
I'm
for
not
sure.
going to luck one past one of these.
Oh, I'd be trying to do that little drag bunt thing where you're like, oh,
Yeah.
just gonna get it over. Bounce a couple times and you're toast.
No,
Might
I
as well
think
try it, Chris.
tennis the same way. I don't think
Yeah.
you wouldn't make a point.
Serena. Yeah. Serena's
way.
just blowing
No
my
way.
ass off the court every time.
Yeah. Baseball, I feel like I don't know. Depends how fast. If they're throwing 100, I got no chance because
You could make contact, I
I
bet.
could foul a couple off.
Mm-hmm. You're not hitting it over the fence. Yeah, you're
No.
not even a ground rule double. You are not.
But also, I think the speed, if it was right down the middle, it would scare the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The speed of 98 miles an hour or something.
Yeah.
I've never seen it in the batter's box. I'd just be like, ah!
Yeah.
You know.
Well, don't they say it's like you get 0.7 milliseconds or something to make the decision to swing or not? Like whatever.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
like a third of a second, basically.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's
to make the
insane.
call.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
I know we're about up on time here, but I'm going to ask one more quick question. April 10th, 837. So the year 837. Halley's Comet makes its closest approach to Earth. It will next appear in 2061. Do you think you'll live to see it? And do you consider things like that or eclipses important to see?
I'm not gonna live to see it. No fucking
2061. How far away is that?
That's at 37 years, right?
Is that right?
Yeah.
Nah, I'll be 69.
37.
That's pretty funny.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, I'll stick around.
So that I would be 87. I'm gonna say probably not, but who knows? Will I want to still be around? Different podcast. But yeah, everyone's like, I want to live forever, and then you see someone 90 and they're just like, take me, Jesus.
Yeah.
You're like, maybe not.
Yes.
You know.
That's like the Ricky Gervais bit. He's like, what's the point in being healthy? Like, you'll live 10 years longer. It's the worst 10 years. So it's not
true.
It's not the 10 years you want.
Yeah. Counter argument. The last 10 years are still going to be the worst if you die at 60 with health problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're facing shit either way.
But I kind of want like things like the eclipse and comets to be I think it's kind of cool to go like, oh, we're nothing.
Yeah.
We're this tiny speck in this like universe beyond our understanding. There is something like cool about that, but then also you're like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, I think there was an eclipse during COVID times. I remember. Wasn't there?
I remember one
God,
here
that would've
in
been a lot.
2017, so a little
was that
before
what it
COVID,
was?
but that was
Maybe you're right.
that was the one that was here where we could, we weren't
It got
in the
dark,
path of it definitely got dark.
Oh,
We
maybe
weren't
you're right,
like
it was
fully
20
in the
yeah.
path.
COVID did get dark.
Yeah, but that was weird. When whatever time it was, 1 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, to like get dark, it was unsettling.
Yeah.
Birds were like, "Is it bedtime?" You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like I don't think birds say bedtime, but nighty night. But yeah, it's both, man. It's like it's cool,
Yeah,
but it's also like
yeah.
It's
I'm
the type of
marveling
shit
at
they
the
used to
same-
make up religions over.
Oh,
like
yeah.
back in
You know how much you
837
can
or
control
whatever.
people if you know exactly the timing of an eclipse when they don't. Like,
Yeah.
hell
some
yeah.
crazy shit's gonna happen.
Turns
guys.
out I'm Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Pay your taxes. Don't kill your neighbor. All right.
2061. Get your Nikes.
Heaven's Gate, folks. We're doing it. The Hale Bop Comet. I think that's
All right.
all
Well,
the time we have.
that's it for us. Gabe, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
You have
thank
anything coming up you want to?
Yeah, I'm, all over the world. GabrielRutledge.com. Watch Nectarine on YouTube. That's about it.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on. You can
course.
find both us and Gabe Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the places. Thanks to Hot Jake on the 1s and 2s and Gino for
being
Gino the
well-behaved.
dog.
He's
being well
being a good
behaved.
guy, yeah.
Anyway, thanks. Bye.